Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you guys are doing well as always, and I'm back with another video, and this time it's gonna be another deck guide video, and the featured deck for today is gonna be Dimensional Police, aka Great Daiyusha for the JP server, which you'll get in the global server in a few months time. Pretty long at the same time, not really. Depends on how you see it. And yeah, before I jump into the deck list and explanation, I do want to apologize for the lack of upload last week because I've been really busy with work, and also I've been practicing quite a bit for the Vanguard Zero Vision tournament, which is the Clash of Kings, and that is a tournament for content creators. And believe it or not, I actually got first place, so your boy did it. And yeah, and because of my lack of upload, I'm gonna be posting one video each day for the rest of June, so you guys can look forward to that. And for the first three videos that I'm posting, it's gonna be tech guide videos, and then for the rest of June, it's gonna be my journey of the Vision tournament where I took first place. So it's kind of like a road to first place, so you guys can watch how I did it. And if you want to know more information about Vision or tournaments in general, you should follow them on Twitter, and also follow me on Twitter as well. Why not? Because that's the best place to know what I'm up to and what tournaments that I'm playing or whether I win or not, and all those cool stuff in general related to Vanguard Zero. So without further ado, let's take a look at the deck list. So here we go. Pretty basic and simple deck list in my opinion. Obviously your starter is gonna be running is Dimensional Robo Daiyusha, because this should be the only starter you play if you are playing a Great Daiyusha deck. And the skill is pretty simple. When your Vanguard is grade 2 or above Dimensional Robo, you can put 4 Dimensional Robo cards from the rear guard into the store and superior write a Dimensional Robo card. That means you can superior write Daiyusha or even Great Daiyusha. It's totally up to you. Not really superior write a Dimensional Robo, it's superior write a Daiyusha card from your deck. So something to take note is that. And then let's take a look at our grade 1 first. We have one Commander Laurel, which is pretty neat, but if you don't have it, you might not need to play it. I feel like one is good because you don't really have space to run anymore. And then we got 4 PG. Sadly, the PG is not Dimensional Robo, but hey, maybe in the future we will get it. And then for our grade 1, we have 4 Dilander, and this is amazing. This card is amazing. And because of this, you don't need to run Cosmo Big anymore because it has the same skill as Cosmo Big. I'm pretty sure their skill is quite similar. Let me take a look really quickly. Okay, it's not really that similar. So Cosmo Big is Count Blast 2. You can choose one of your unit to gain 4000 power. But for this have to be a Dimension Robo to gain 4000 power. So that's the only difference, but it's not that big of a difference. But the huge thing about this card is it's Count Blast 1 instead of 2. And that's huge in my opinion. So that is why you run 4. And that is your main way to get your Daiyusha to 14k and hence get a crit when it attack. And then we got 4 Die Batters. You can run Die Marinas if you want to. Doesn't matter what you run. Just need to run 4 of the 4 in total, whether if it's Die Marina or Die Batters, because they both have the same effect. So it doesn't really matter what you play. And next up, we have our grade 2. It's gonna be Die Lady. You run 3 copy because it's good to pair it with your Daiyusha, because Daiyusha have a built-in skill which is Count Blast 2. This unit gain 2000 power, and if you pair it with your Die Lady, it's going to be 15,000 power in total, and because of that, it's going to get 1 extra crit, so that's very nice as well. And then you run 2 Mikas because this deck don't really Count Blast much in general, and the only Count Blast is Dilander and your Daiyusha. You don't really have much, so running Mika is good because you get to draw 3 cards. And then you want to run 4 Die Dragon, obviously, it is your 12k attacker, and 4 of the Dimensional Robo 10k base grade 2. Next up, for grade 3, obviously, you want to run 4 Daiyusha, and 4 Great Daiyusha, and also you run 4 12k attacker, and 1 of this, which allow you to put a unit choose a unit to gain 4000 power when this card is on place, and obviously you need to count +2 for that to happen. So the cool thing about Dimensional Police right now is Daiyusha actually got a new skill, as you can see. And this skill is not available for the English server right now because you can't really use this skill at the moment for the English server, but right now on the JP server we can use it. That is why this skill is introduced right now at this moment. So the skill is, it is a hand skill, so if this card is in your hand, you get to discard it, remove this card from your hand pretty much, and add a Dimensional Robo, Die Better, or a Dimensional Robo, Die Lander, or Die Marina, or Die Dragon to your hand at random. That means this is not a skill where you add one of those 4 cards from your deck to your hand. It is from thin air. That means even if you have no more Die Dragon in your deck, you can still get it because it doesn't take it from your deck. It just give it to you, so that's very good as well. And obviously, your Great Daiyusha, aka kind of like a MLB in my opinion, because it does have the same effect as MLB when this unit attack. It gains 2000 power and a crit, but do take note this is limit break 4. So if you take out the limit break 4, it's gonna be like an MLB or even better because it's 13k base if Daiyusha is in the soul. So if you notice, this deck list is quite similar to different fight lists because to me, building a Great Daiyusha deck is not difficult as we don't have that much card to work with, and hence most of our deck lists or even deck lists out there is quite similar. So I do believe that my deck list is one of the most optimal one out there. But yeah, you guys should give it a shot and let me know how it feels for you. But without further ado, let's head into some gameplay. Okay, look like our first opponent is gonna be Shadows. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. Okay, this is a pretty good hand. You have your Daiyusha, you have your Great Daiyusha, you have a Great 1 to right and a Great 2 to right. So I actually might full keep this hand and I think I will. So I'm gonna do so. And if I can draw a Great 1 to right, that would be nice as well because against Shadow, you want to try to keep a PG in your hand because their Great 3 have the ability to gain extra crits. Okay, we draw into our Die Better, which is the ideal Great 1 to right. So that's a good start. So now we will just swing into his face, and that's pretty much it on our first turn. And we check a heal, so a wasted heal there, but it's all good, not a big deal because the game is still early. And he wasted a main there, so pretty fair trade I would say. And most, oh okay, he right his main, so that's very unfortunate. But like what I want to say is, the only time you want to go for a superior right using a starter is when you have a bunch of Great 1 in your hand and you need a Daiyusha or a Great Daiyusha as your Vanguard. So as you can see my hand, there's no reason to superior right. There's really no reason to. So I'm gonna write my 10k base here. And you see if I superior right, I'm gonna throw 2 of my interceptor away and that's a wasted. So I don't really want to waste my intercept in general, and since I have my Daiyusha and my Great Daiyusha, like I said, no superior right needed. And I don't really want to call my Laurel down because if he uses PVD, he can only retire my Goyusha. So I think this is a safer play in general. So let's see if we can put him to 3, which we probably will unless check a heal trigger. Okay, we check another heal trigger. Wow, okay. Getting punished for not playing around our heal, but that don't usually happen, so don't pay attention to that. Okay, so now if we join into our Dilander, it will be very nice because currently we have no way to actually get an extra crit on our Daiyusha next turn. But if he push me to 4 damage this turn, I'll be running my Daiyusha and I will use my Goyusha skill to supplement my Great Daiyusha, and that is how I get my crit. But he choose not to use PBD skill, which is pretty reasonable. And it's gonna put me to 3 instead of 4, which is fine. And we get a draw trigger. Can we get our... Okay, we did get it. We did get our Dilander, which is perfect. And because you have Dilander, you don't really need to run Cosmo Big anymore. Because because they have the same skill. And Dilander is better just because it's count plus 1 instead of 2. Okay, so we're gonna be running our Daiyusha now. And let's see. To me, right, Laurel is a good card to use when your opponent have 2 Great Tools and you have no way to get an extra crit on your Daiyusha. That means if your opponent have 2 Great Tools, you have full board with Laurel, you want to swing your Vanguard into their rearguard and try to get a trigger. And if you get a trigger, it's gonna become 2 crits when you swing to the Vanguard. But in this scenario, I don't really think that going for a Laurel play is that good or even necessary. So obviously I'll be using my Dilander skill into my Daiyusha, and that is a 2 crit attack there, which is nice. And I guess I'll just call full board, because why not? Okay, so now this is a little bit tough because it's at 3 damage, so I do need to think a little bit. We can go for our rearguard swing and then swing to our Vanguard, but if we get a defensive trigger and I don't get a trigger, it's gonna be really bad. So let's take a look how many trigger we left. We left 6 trigger. Okay, I guess swinging with our Vanguard first isn't a bad idea. So let's see how this work out. Because if we get a PG here, it's fine, we can still push 2 damage. And the bad thing is I have no clue where I want to put the power to. I'm probably gonna put it on my Dragon. Okay, you have a PG, which is fine. Because even if you don't have PG, you'll go to 5 damage and I can still try to push the finishing blow with my Dragon with the trigger that I got. Okay, so it's going to 5, looking pretty good so far. And the good thing is we are going to be running our Great Daiyusha next turn and guarantee a crit no matter what. Because he's obviously going to put me to 4. Unless he choose not to. And we are not going to die anytime soon because we got 3 PGs in our hand. Okay, so sadly he doesn't have his Cardfight. And there you go, he's going for his PBD skill, which is gonna proc my PG. And I'm hoping he deal me the 4th damage, which I think he shouldn't. But since he's at 5, the crit doesn't really matter. And let's check the heal trigger. So let's see what he does. He might actually push me to 4 and then try to close the game out by attacking his PBD lastly. Yep. That is what he's gonna do. And we get a draw, so we are getting really lucky with our trigger this game, not gonna lie. So I think we should take this game. I really don't see any way we're gonna lose this game. Not gonna lie. Heal is fine, we got our Great Daiyusha and we have our limit break as well. So no problem there. Okay, so let's go for our cross right here. And worst case scenario, if I don't have my Great Daiyusha, I can always rely on my Goyusha. And God, I forgot to turn on the animation, so do forgive me, I'm gonna turn it on right now. I always forgot because when I play rank, I off all my animations to save time. And let's see if we can close this game out here, otherwise we can always go for the kill next turn as well. And there it is, our cool little animation there, and a kind of like MLB. And we get a heal, finally a heal that can actually heal. And the good thing is, even you get a heal when you are at 4 damage, your limit break will still be active because when you attack, there's an attack skill. And when you attack, the skill is going to stay there until the end of the battle. So that's another pro tip to know. And that is game. GG's to our opponent. But like I say, he didn't really have the best starting hand because he right in the main. So let's go for another game since we still have time. Okay, look like this time is gonna be a mirror match, which is gonna be cool because whoever have the cross right will be in a better position, and also who have the most PG. And I guess this is a fine hand to keep. Maybe I'll throw Great Daiyusha because you want your Daiyusha first. And because of that, I'm gonna throw my Great Daiyusha away. And I guess I'll keep my Dailander because it's really good to pair with your Daiyusha. And your Dai Battle is what you want to ride, like I said on the previous game. And we get back the Great Daiyusha, which is fine. And he's playing Zero, okay. So this time he's playing Zero instead of Dimensional Robo, which is interesting. Zero can be really scary if they twin drive double trigger because I actually did lost to Zero once while I'm at 2 damage because they double stand me, and that is really scary when that happened. Okay, we are getting all the Daiyusha in our hand. Not what we wanted. So let's see if we can get our Dimensional Robo copies in our hand because we still need 2 more to actually superior, right? No, we just need, yeah, we need 2 more because I'll be running my grade 2. Otherwise, if you write Great Daiyusha first, it's going to be a tough game because it's just going to be 11k vanilla until you go to 4 damage, which your opponent won't give it to you that easily. And another good thing about Zeal is if they go first, they're going to retire your starter, as you can see here. So that's another pro tip, or I should say the benefit of playing Zeal. Okay, nothing much we can do here. Besides hoping that we join our Daiyusha, but we are just gonna swing like this because there's no reason to call any rear guards. Otherwise, it's just gonna get retired by his Zeal effect. And let's see whether he have his Grade 3 Zeal. Pretty sure he have it. There it goes. And there's an animation for Zeal which is interesting because I don't really remember this character playing Zeal, or maybe I'm wrong. Okay, no trigger there, which is fine. Hopefully we can get a draw here. Oh, that's not looking good. But he still need a trigger to get past my Vanguard, and he did. So he's gonna push me to 4 straight away, which is pretty aggressive, but I guess that allowed us to use our Great Daiyusha skill, or not, because we check a heal trigger, which is kind of good and kind of bad. So let's see, can we draw into our Daiyusha here? Okay, we did not, which is fine. No big deal there. And there we go. Great Daiyusha animation looking hot. And Mika is a good draw because now I can. Oh, wait a second. I really want to save my Dailander for my Daiyusha, but it doesn't really matter now. And because of that, I'm gonna give my 4k power to my. Oh god! Okay, a misunderstanding here is that your Dailander can only give power to the Vanguard. So that's really sad. So that's a misplay on my part. So do forgive me on that. So I do want to draw a card here. So I'm gonna swing my Mika first. Okay, we joined our Daiyusha, which is a little bit late, but I think it's all good. I'm just gonna kill away his rearguard, and if we get a trigger, we can attack his Vanguard with our rearguard. And draw another heal, which is not something you want to see, but I guess it's all good. We still got one more heal left, and we are just gonna give him the limit break because I want to try to finish him off next turn while he's at 4 damage. And I don't think I'll be running Daiyusha again, since I'm already at a Great Daiyusha, so I'll probably use Daiyusha's skill to try to get a Die Dragon, hopefully, if we are lucky enough. Okay, look like he's gonna retire our Mika with his Zeal effect. So it's gonna minus 6k to all of our units on our board, which is pretty good. And I'm hoping that he don't check any stand trigger, or we might actually lose the game here. No trigger. Okay, if we check stand, we are done. We are done because we didn't check any single defensive trigger in our 2 checks, but we are actually clear, so that's good, that's good. But we are still in a pretty bad spot, to be honest. We need to draw into our grade 2, and we need to get a grade 2 of Daiyusha skill. Okay, we draw grade 2, like I say, that's good, that's good. And let's see if we can get our Die Dragon of Daiyusha right here. We did not, sadly. Ooh. Okay. So, let's see here. Just gonna call my Die Lady here. There's really not much we can do here, to be honest. And the Die Marina here. And let's hope that we can finish him off here. Otherwise, we are in deep trouble. Okay, draw a PG maybe? Okay, that's our Die Dragon that we needed. Double draw, PG? Okay, no PG and we are screwed if he have a PG in his hand. He does. So that is GG to us and we lost to Zeal, which is no big deal. Zeal is pretty good. Not gonna lie. They have a lot of rush potential. As you can see here, he pushed 3 damage in a turn and that's huge. And sadly, we don't have any more PG or more grade 2s to defend ourselves, and that is how we lose to Zeal. And even if you have grade 2, if you have a Zeal in his hand, he can potentially clear my whole board. So even grade 2 might not even help you. Yep. So I only have 1 heal in my deck, so there's no way I'm gonna come back. So I'll gladly take this loss, no big deal here. Okay, so we are currently 1-1. Let's try to get another win before we sign off this video. Okay, look like I'm facing against the strongest deck currently in the meta, which is MLB. And let's see how this deck goes against MLB, because it is kind of like MLB in a way. And I'm not going to keep my Great Daiyusha, because I want to draw my Grade 2s and my PG. He full cap his hand. There's a good chance he is a VP farmer. Yeah, he is a VP farmer. So I'm not going to waste any time. Just going to concede here, since we are not going to lose any points anyways. And I don't really want to waste you guys' time. So I'm just going to skip to the next. Okay, our last opponent is going to be another Shadows. So let's see whether we can get another win against Shadow here. Okay, we got our Die Battle where we want to ride and a grade 2. Don't we need to keep Mika? And I don't really want to keep Great Daiyusha. I guess I can keep all this. Okay. So now, because of this hand, I want to go for a Superior Ride because I need a Daiyusha. You always want to try to ride your Daiyusha first, no matter what. So I am probably going to go for the Superior Ride, not gonna lie, unless I top deck my Daiyusha. Okay, look like we are able to Superior Ride on turn 2 because we have a lot of Dimensional Robo cards in our hand, which is not Grade 3. So let's swing here. And we got nothing, which is fine. Still early. And a heal wasted. Feels bad. You always feels bad when you reap a heal on the first damage check, but it's no big deal since the game is still early, like I said before. So here comes his plus the dark. Does he have his main in his hand? That's the real question. And let's see whether he... Okay, so he's not gonna go for the aggressive approach, which I kind of respect. Okay, a draw trigger, that's good. And another Dilander, which is really good because we can potentially get our Daiyusha to 2 crits on 2 turns. So obviously, like I said, I'm gonna go for the Superior right now. So I'm gonna write this. And now the question is, do we want to waste a Dilander or 3 Grade 2s? So I'm gonna call this. See, this is tough. This is really tough. I think I'm gonna waste one Dilander away because I feel like Grade 2 is more valuable. So let's go for it. And there we go, Daiyusha Superior Ride. And hopefully we can draw into our PG soon. And the good thing is that this Superior Ride allows you to draw 2 cards instead of 1. And unfortunately we draw 2 heal, which is pretty bad. And if we can put into 4 damage, it's still gonna look pretty good for us. Wow, that 2 heal really hurts. Really hurts. And that's 1 PG gone. That's good. That's good. He might not even have any PG in his hand. But even if he have it, he can't trigger it right now because he's only at 2 damage. And we get a draw. Let's see what we get here. Another Grade 3 in our hand. So we pretty much got a Morikawa hand, which I'm not going to complain since it's going to 4 damage. And he played crits in his Shadow deck, which is interesting. And our trigger only left 5 in our whole deck, so not looking too good. But if he somehow deal me 4 damage, I mean 3 damage, and I go to 4, and he don't have a PG in his hand, we might actually win the game. Okay, there he goes, his PVD. I will highly doubt he will give me the 4 damage. Unless he have his PG. Maybe keeping the Dilander in our hand back then might be a better choice because we can use Grade 3 instead of Grade 2. It's not a big deal. And look like he's trying to fish for some PG or even Grade 1. Let's see what he get. Another Dimain, okay. The chances of him having PG is going to be really high. And the fact that he dropped a Grade 2, as you can see, means that he don't have any Grade 3 to drop in his hand. That means most of his triggers should be in his deck and not in his hand. Okay, a Grade 1 there, and 2 Grade 1, that's fine. And look, he's not going for his PBD skill, which is probably the right play. Yeah, maybe you should have keep the Dilander in our hand and not use it for Superior, right? And that's our third copy, so highly doubt I'm gonna get another one. Unless I get a Lady, but I need a great one for that as well, so that's not gonna work. Okay, a PG, that's a really good draw, even though we can't finish off the game. So, in this kind of situation where you can't get your Daiyusha crits anymore, you will want to go for the Cardfight play, which I will be doing right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna call my Great 3 and push him to 5, I guess, and hopefully we can end the game next turn. But that really depends on how many Great 2 he have in his hand, and also whether he have his cross right or not. No trigger, no surprise there, we only left like 5 triggers. We are probably not going to get triggers for a little while. Let's see, does he have his PBO? I think he does, because yeah, because he is in the right chain, right phase for quite a long time. And an SP PBO looking really good. One of the better looking SP out there. Another Nemain, okay, this guy played 3 Nemain against me now. So pretty sure he have another grade 2 and at least 1 or 2 PG in his hand. So it's gonna be tough to close out the game here. It's gonna be really tough. Unless we get a defensive trigger here. And he doesn't have another PBO in his hand. And he don't check any triggers. Otherwise, if we go to fight and he somehow make me drop a PG, I might not survive next turn. Does he have it? I think he does, yup. Drawing so much using his triple Nemain probably get him his PBO he needed. And if you notice, he's playing a lot of crits in his deck. Okay, check a heal, which doesn't really matter because our Great Daiyusha have the crit we needed. A double trigger, okay. So, unless he's super unlucky and didn't draw a single PG off his deck, then we actually can win. Otherwise, I think we have lost this game. Let's see, he swing my Vanguard, that means he probably have a PG. Okay, we draw another heal, so that's 3 heal drawn this game, so that's big yikes, but let's give it a final push and see whether we can close this game out or not. I highly doubt so, but hey, never give up because you never know who's gonna win until the end of the battle. And there's a time where I got 3 PG in my deck where there's only 8 cards left. So there's a good chance he don't have it. Does he have it? Oh my god, he actually doesn't have it! What did I say, guys? What did I say? What did I say? Never give up, even the odds are not in your favor. And we won against another shadow, so that's 2 shadows that we defeated, and that is 2-1. And I guess I'll be signing off this video right here. And yeah, I do hope you guys enjoy this video. As always, like my deck guide video, I do hope you guys learn and know how the clan works in general. And like always, do make sure to leave a comment down below saying how you feel about my deck list or how you feel about the clan in general, or whether you have test play the list that I shown. And yeah, this should be it. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for next video. Goodbye.